So I've seen Sam Darnold practice 3 times now. And today I thought was a real good sort of microcosm or encapsulation of what he is. I feel like I have a pretty good feel for Sam Darnold now, and he's not trash. He's complicated. He's complicated. Practice started in the red zone 7-on-7. And there's no question he was better than Trey in this particular drill. Each guy had 5 throws. Darnold was 5 for 5. 1 was dropped, but all of his throws were on target. Should have been 4 touchdowns and 1 check down to Jordan Mason, who got tackled at the 2. Although in a real game, maybe he breaks that tackle. So, I mean, Darnold was kind of flawless in a 7-on-7 red zone drill, and he made quick decisions. He was making sidearm throws, and you're like, oh wow, okay, so yeah, I could see why he was the 3rd pick in the draft. He's making that look really easy. Then Lance comes in with the second team against the second team, and it's like first 2 throws are touchdowns, but then the second throw he hesitates and scrambles and realizes he's not gonna scramble for so he throws the ball away, and the next one he throws the ball out of the back of the end zone. It's like, I don't know, man. So you could see right away, like Darnold plays with a little bit of a swagger at times where he can make, things look easy. A little bit like Brock Purdy. A little bit of a playmaker in the red zone, 7-on-7. So I'm thinking, man, maybe Darnold really has been wearing out Trey Lance in this competition behind closed doors, and there's a reason why Darnold's starting today, and maybe he's just better than Trey. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking that, like, maybe Darnold's just better, like everyone says. Then they go to 11-on-11, and Darnold unravels, and it's really crazy to see. And it's very Jimmy Garoppolo-esque, where one bad throw leads to the next, and they're all the same. So it starts off with an RPO. They're in the shotgun. He is, holding the ball out in the belly of a running back. And while he does that, he's reading a conflicted defender. And the whole idea is you're reading one defender. If he goes one direction, you hand off. If he goes another direction, you throw it. So I don't know. He's reading Diamador Lenore, I think. He decides to pull the ball and throw it and throws it right at Lenore. It was like 7 yards away from him, right in front of him. And Lenore just drops it because he's a DB. So that was strange. It's like, man, did you get fooled? He was 7 yards away from you. You were looking at him, and you threw it to him. It was really strange. And that's like, oh, yeah, like that's exactly a Jimmy Garoppolo type of play. I've heard people say that he's like Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see that. Next throw, again, he forces a ball underneath to McCaffrey, 5 yards away from him, and the pass gets broken up by Oren Burks. Next play, he forces the ball 3 yards away from him to Jordan Mason, who has to make like a heroic bang-bang catch in front of George Odom, who almost picked it off. Great catch from Jordan Mason just to gain 3 yards. Next play, again, from the shotgun. Darnold gets the ball, predetermines his throw, forces it underneath to Braden Willis running a slant, gets the pass broken up by Oren Burks. So 4 throws in a row, defensive players got their hands on. And then the coup de grace to top it off, this dude, Darnold, draws the defense offsides. 2 players. I'm thinking, wow, look at that cadence, free play, playmaker Darnold. What's he going to do? He looks downfield and throws the ball in the dirt next to Christian McCaffrey. Like, why would you do that? Why would you practice that? You just got a free play. Practice it. Aaron Rodgers used to practice that all the time. So to me, it's like, you see, Jimmy Garoppolo Jr. here, a guy forcing passes over the middle into coverage. And then you have a guy making like a total I don't even know what to say about that decision. It's like, are you locked in at all? So I just don't think he can make some nice throws, but he makes way too many decisions where you're like, what was that, man? Way too many throws like that. And I think if he does play for the Niners, he may win a game or two. People always focus on how easy it is to play quarterback here because of the playmakers and the defense and the coach, and all that's true. But I don't think people factor in the insane level of pressure these quarterbacks are under. Jimmy was kind of impervious to it, but every other quarterback that's been here has wilted under the pressure, from C.J. Beathard to Brian Hoyer to Nick Mullins to Trey Lance. Brock Purdy was impervious to the pressure, which was so amazing about his stretch down toward the end of the season last year, how he was impervious to all the pressure that was on top. Then he got hurt. But Darnold, do you think Darnold could step in and be impervious to the pressure like Purdy. Like, we already saw him buckle under the pressure in New York. And that team sucked, but it was just a big market, and he couldn't take the criticism. He was awful. He couldn't take the pressure in Carolina. He lost his job to Baker Mayfield. So, to me, George Kittle talked about Trey Lance looking confident and seeming like he's enjoying playing football. I don't see that with Sam Darnold. Even when he's playing well, I don't see a guy enjoying playing football, and I never see a guy who's confident. I do see a good athlete, though, but I see a guy who's had a lot of failure and doesn't seem to enjoy it or really have much confidence. So if he ever has to play meaningful snaps for the 49ers, that's a lot of pressure. How's he going to do? I mean, people make fun of Trey Lance's, not make fun, but they downplay Trey Lance's first career win, week 17 of his rookie year. There's a lot of pressure on that start. It was a must-win game. He won it. So we've seen Trey Lance he's dealt with a whole lot of pressure coming here. Sam Darnold was hiding in Carolina. He won 4 of his last 6 games. No one knew that he was playing. No casual football fan knew that Sam Darnold was even playing, or that the Panthers were even still a team. Like, they waved the white flag week 7 when they fired their coach. So now you're on the Niners. Everyone's watching you. Everyone's saying you're the next, like, Kurt Warner or Steve Young. If you actually have to play, just an unreal amount of pressure. I don't think he's built for it. I think it's a bad spot for him. I think he should be playing for teams like Jacksonville, Arizona, teams that don't even exist, essentially. Teams that don't have fans, teams that are never on television. That's where Sam Darnold should play. I hope I'm wrong. I sincerely hope I'm wrong. I don't care when I'm right, but that's my impression of Sam Darnold. Trey's better than him. Trey's improving. Sam Darnold makes nice throws sometimes. He's a more natural thrower than Trey, but he's never going to improve on his complete lack of confidence. He's never going to be equipped to handle the pressure of being a starting quarterback in the NFL. He couldn't even handle the pressure of being a starting quarterback in college. Am I being too hard? That's the way I look at Sam Darnold. Sorry. Powerful One says, Debo taking accountability is nice. Hope it's a sign of a bounce back year. If we can get 2021 Debo with CMC, Kittle, and growing Ayuk, who boy. Agree. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. That was huge. Marco Bravo says, is it possible Cohn is being looked at because Sam isn't impressive? Possible, but I doubt it. If Sam wasn't looking impressive, why would he be getting all these first-team reps? And I don't think he's that impressive. I think he's the same Sam, but the Niners, Kyle's been looking at Sam and liked him for a long time, so maybe we just have different perceptions of what's good and not good. Novin says it's so obvious Kyle wants to win because of Kyle. He doesn't care about who his quarterback is. Why? Because his dad never made the Hall of Fame. His dad won because of his quarterbacks. Yeah, he's trying to change that. He can't win because of his quarterbacks. It has to be because of him. So you either win because of him or not at all.